Okay, so tonight's video is going to be a general read, no specific sign, and we are going to start off with the blind Bible pull as always, and then into cards, okay? Today is 11/11, so the messages are going to be pretty important, and come 11/11 tonight, if you are a chosen one, you will be gifted some new abilities, some downloads, some clarity. Alright, here we go. Spirit, tell me when to stop. Okay, so we are on Judges 2:20, and we're starting at 2. It's going to be the angel of the Lord at Bochim. The angel of the Lord went up to Gilgal and Bochim and said, I brought you up out of Egypt and led you into the land I swore to give you your ancestors. I said, I will never break my covenant with you, and you shall not make a covenant with the people of this land, but you shall break down their altars. Yet you have disobeyed me. Why have you done this? And I have also said, I will not drive them out before you. They will become traps for you, and their gods will become snares to you. When the angel of the Lord had spoken these things to all the Israelites, the people wept out loud, and they all called that place Bochim. There they offered sacrifices to the Lord. After Joshua had dismissed the Israelites, they went to take possession of the land, each of their own inheritance. The people served the Lord throughout the lifetime of Joshua and the elders who outlived him and who had seen all the great things the Lord had done for Israel. Joshua, son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died at the age of 110, and they buried him in the land of his inheritance, at Timnath Heres in the hill country of Ephraim, north Mount Gash. After the whole generation had been gathered to their ancestors, another generation grew up, who knew neither the Lord nor what he had done for Israel. Then the Israelites did evil in their eyes of the Lord and served the Baals. They forsook the Lord and God of their ancestors who had brought them out of Egypt. They followed and worshipped various gods of the peoples around them. They aroused the Lord's anger because they forsook him and served Baal or Baal, however you say that, and the Ashtoreths. In his anger against Israel, the Lord gave them into the hands of the raiders who plundered them. He sold them into the hands of their enemies all around, who they were no longer able to resist. Whenever Israel went out to fight, the hand of the Lord was against them to defeat them. Just as he had sworn to them, they were in great distress. Then the Lord raised up the judges who saved them out of the hands of these raiders. Yet they would not listen to their judges, but prostituted themselves to other gods and worshipped them. They quickly turned from the ways of their ancestors who had been obedient to the Lord's commands. Whenever the Lord raised up a judge for them, he was with the judge and saved them out of the hands of their enemies as long as the judge lived. For the Lord relented because of their groaning under those who oppressed and afflicted them. But when the judge died, the people returned to the ways ever more corrupt than those of their ancestors, following other gods and serving and worshiping them. They refused to give up their evil practices and their stubborn ways. Therefore the Lord was very angry with them. because the nation has violated the covenant I ordained for their ancestors and has not listened to me. I will no longer drive out before them any of the nations Joshua left when he died. I will use them to test Israel and see whether they will keep the way of the Lord and walk in it as their ancestors did. The Lord had allowed those nations to remain. He did not drive them out at once by giving them into the hands of Joshua. There are the nations of the Lord left. There are the nations of the Lord left to test all those Israelites who had not experienced any of the wars of Canaan. He did only this to teach warfare to descendants of the Israelites. He had not had previous battle experience. The 5 rulers of the Philistines and the Canaanites and Disonians, Hivites living along the Lebanon mountains, for Mount Baal Hermon and Lebo Hamath. They were left to test the Israelites to see whether they would obey the Lord's commands, which he had given their ancestors through Moses. The Israelites lived among the Canaan and Yadad. They took their daughters in marriage and gave their own daughters to their sons and served their gods. The Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord. They forgot the Lord their God and served the Baals. The anger of the Lord burned against Israel so that he sold them into the hands of the Cushan Rishathaim king, to whom Israelite were subject for 8 years. But when they cried out to the Lord, he raised up for them a deliverer, a younger brother who saved them. The Spirit of the Lord came on him so that he became Israel's judge and went to war. This is who overpowered him, so the land had peace for 40 years until Othniel, son of Kenaz, died. So this is saying that there is somebody out there that there's somebody out there that was made a judge for this generation. And because God does not go before people to clear the way, this judge had to go through certain trials and tribulations, with still the defense of God and the angels, but nevertheless had to still experience the trials and tribulations, right? And depending on whether or not this judge made it through without breaking their belief and their loyalty to the Lord, depended on whether or not the judge's ancestors were going to break out of this punishment that previous generations had put them in. If this judge did good and stayed loyal and did not break their loyalty and their belief in God, then the people who came against this person that God turned into a judge, all of their enemies would be punished and their ancestors would be saved. So that is what somebody is experiencing today. Now, with that being said, in the Bible it says that those who went against the judge were then handed over to the authorities of that nation. And so we are possibly looking at the enemies of whoever this generation's judge is being handed over to authorities in the near future or as we speak. So now I'm going to pull cards, okay, and we'll get into this a little bit more. I'm sorry, I'm just a little bit nervous because when I started there was a light back here that you could see moving, and it's woods back there, and I can hear things cracking from walking, and then of course the download itself was intense. Okay. So we're going to do universal cards, okay, to see what God's message is to this person that is considered this generation's judge. Alright, so we have commitment that came out. So this generation's judge commitment is being acknowledged by the Most High. Respect for this judge is also being acknowledged, and the fact that this judge never lost respect for the Most High, even during their trials and tribulations. The vulnerability that this judge showed during these situations, this judge had an open heart, stayed loving, and continues to have an open heart. Generosity. This judge stayed generous during their trials and tribulations, and stayed generous to the people that went against them. And creativity is what divine wants to acknowledge. This judge has an immense amount of creativity within them, and the Most High wants to let this person know that this experience is what was able to activate that creativity in them, as well as wants this judge to acknowledge that this creativity that lies within them is also what helped keep them safe. I just feel really weird out here. But it is so hot inside. Okay. Let's move on to the angel cards, okay? Actually, I'm going to move on to the affirmations. These are going to be affirmations that the Most High wants you to keep instilling in yourself, as they are going to be important for your upcoming missions for humanity, all right? So the person who is considered in the judge role, this is somebody who is karma, okay? You're the last person that they're going to deal with before karma finally comes into their life. You are what finalizes the judgment against these people, or against the people that you deal with. We have harmony. You need to keep your harmony with situations. You've been doing a great job so far. Divine wants you to know that times are going to get even more harder and trying as you level up. So try to make sure you stay in harmony. Imagination. You were probably, as a child, somebody who had a great and vivid imagination, and that imagination was able to follow you into adulthood. Others adults may not have been able to share that imagination with you, probably made you feel like an outcast or weird. But Divine wants to let you know that that imagination is what has given you the ability to see past certain facades that people have put on, but it is also what has allowed you to have that creativity within you as an adult. And that imagination is what is going to move you even further into the future, okay? We have strength. You have an immense amount of strength, probably the strength of about 2 people put into one. And so you need to make sure that you take care of yourself, you get rest, you eat right, and you protect your energy, because your strength is admirable. Harvest. You are finally going to be seeing your harvest come to you. You have had to also show a great amount of patience, okay? And with that came the harmony, because I'm sure times were getting frustrating to where you just didn't know what was going on, why you weren't getting your justice. And there's somebody over there. And Divine wants to let you know that your harvest is coming in, okay? We have best possible decision. So you could be somebody who is really good at weighing out all your options, and somebody who tries to stay neutral, not biased or judgmental, even though you're the judge, right? Fair. And so wants you to know that that is going to be an aspect of you that needs to stay intact, giving fair decision making, best possible decision. Fertility. You could be somebody who has children, and with the intensity of what you have gone through, could possibly have lost your children, or feel like you're never going to have children again. Divine wants you to know that that is not the case. You will be birthing another divine child, okay? When the time is right. You see that light flickering? Back there. And there's movement. It's so weird. Sensuality. You might feel that you are a little bit too old for this position that you're in, or don't feel that people are going to take you seriously, or as everyone says, in the high priestess position, there's a level of sensuality that comes with that position. Divine wants to let you know that you're a nurturer, you're a carer, okay? And you have been cleansed inside and out. You are really working on perfecting you being the best version of you each and every day. And with that comes sensuality. Don't lose it, because your sensuality that you have is not like a fast whore or prostitute like sensuality. It is very classy and alluring. Okay, now we're gonna do angel cards, angel messages. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, I had to ask someone from the house to come sit out here so that I could finish this, because that is just creeping me out. Okay. So we are going to do your angel cards now, okay? I feel like it's the boogeyman or something. Just kind of sit and listen. You'll hear it. We have 8 of Gabriel. It says, a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. So there's going to be a change coming through for you. Something that you're going to have to make a very logical but best decision out of all your options, okay? And that goes with the universal card that came out as well. Now we have 4 of Raphael. Seek out other possibilities, look for the magic in life, and be aware of your own emotions. So do not allow your emotions to dictate the decision that you're going to make. Make sure that you are looking at all aspects of the decision that you are going to be making, and make sure that it's the right one for you and the people around you. For 8 of Michael, it says you can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation, not seeing things clearly. So keep your eyes and ears open. Make sure you're paying attention to the signs, and make sure that when you see the opportunity present itself for you to change your situation, that you don't hop on it so fast, but you do take the time to evaluate it and make sure that it's the correct door for you to take that leap of faith and walk through. It's raining. I don't think you're going to hear them, but you can see the light. I'll play the video back. Okay, what's the energy that they are in for their purpose? Okay, so you could have been in the Temptress first, and I'll read to you what that one is. For you to be in the Temptress, it says, opportunity is one that lifts you to new heights or drops you to earth drained and depleted. When an opportunity looks delicious and is dressed up too good to be true, it's your job to investigate, as sometimes the too good is indeed true, and you need to take the temptress by the hand and follow where she leads, no matter how fearful or overwhelming the situation seems. Other times you would be better off to say no and cleave to your current community or commitments. Use all your senses to test the moment, including your keen senses of discernment. So again, weighing out all your options, doing your investigation work. We have the dragon sword. This is the sword of truth. It doesn't just cut with its blade, it also cuts with words. Consider your words carefully and then tell the truth. Dragons may be many things, but liars they are not. If you want to soar your full potential and dominate your personal space with a wingspan of power, share your truth. It will set you and others free, even if it bites. And then we have the compassionate. It says, protect their molten core. You think of their warmth as compassion and their scales as accountability. Between those two opposing forces, you access your power. Compassionate awareness is being called for in this moment, but not without accountability. Do you need to hold yourself or someone else accountable right now? What needs to be called out, owned, embodied? Compassion keeps you warm and approachable, but it's accountability that keeps you fierce, protected, and holds your boundaries sacred. Use both in this situation. So no need to be rude and hasty or hostile with someone. You can still show love and respect, but you need to set your boundaries and be firm on what it is that you are choosing to do. I am, after this deck, I'm going to go to the fortune telling deck, and then we'll see exactly what situation is going on with you, and then we'll end it. Donnie's in the house, right? We have constant upheaval, conflicts and disagreements, painful change, and betrayal, setbacks and loss. So you could be dealing with someone who is constantly in an upheaval in their life. They're constantly dealing with conflicts or disagreements with you or the people around them. And the reason why they don't want to change is because they know it's going to be painful. So you could be dealing with someone that has to go through the dark night of the soul and does not want to do it because the things that they have to face about themselves are things that they do not want to come to terms with or admit. And honestly, that's everybody's look on things before the dark night of soul hits. Whether they want to or not, divine is going to make them go through it. Whether they stay on that dark side or they come out with a newfound perception is up to them. We have intention. This person, either you or the person you're dealing with, to win tricks is to always exceed your hand. So you may have to stop playing your hand first. You might have to hold back on ideas or things that you're planning on doing around this person or until this person shows their hand first. They want to see what it is that you need and what it is you want so that they can outdo it. Here we have a need to focus and start looking on how to empower yourself, because there's going to be obstacles that have confrontation attached to them, and you're going to need to use your practical thinking for these matters. There's someone that is a queen of spades, so this person is intelligent, powerful, dangerous, and into like BDSM type of attitude. They have hidden knowledge and use forceful action. They pretty much help shoot the moon in order to take out their opponents. So this person does a lot of moon magic or work at night. We have quality control. You're going to need to analyze the problem that a situation needs improvement on. Analyze all players and all your options. We have the Queen of Diamonds enjoys fruits of her labors while staying prepared for the future. They do enjoy the luxury things, but they don't let it take them over and create them to be reckless. They know when to stop, so they keep it mild. The Nine of Diamonds, a curse, a betrayal, a lie that everyone knows about but you, and this is going to lead to a battle. And we have Nine of Hearts. So we have arrival of good news or visit related to a family or home. It's going to bring complete fulfillment into your life. So there is some information that is going to be coming your way, which is probably why the divine wants you to figure out this situation now with this person, as far as if this is, they're going to change or not, because you're not going to be able to bring this person along with you if they're not with you, if they're against you. We have the Eight of Clubs. It says internal struggle and requiring a mental shift. So either you or the person you're dealing with, the issue that they need to change on or you need to change on is internal, okay? And it's requiring a different perception, a way of looking at things. This person could be struggling with that shift. We have the Ace of Clubs, hard restart in life. So you could be someone that's had a hard restart. Everything that you have built, everything that made you who you are, everything about you was shut down. You're having to look at the fact that you've had courage, the fact that you've had the power to go on. You kept your flame ignited inside you, and now you're having to, or given the ability to see what the truth is that is really going on around you. Okay, so we're gonna do the last deck, the fortune telling deck. We have the broken glass foretells ill luck for long years if near, but if distant, death of a friend. So somebody around you is going to be passing away for what they partake in the acts against you. Now remember, when we started with the Bible, it said that because each generation did not stay loyal to God, and God said, I'm no longer going to walk before you to clear your path. I'm going to send your generation's judge, right? So this generation's judge was sent. God did not go before this person to clear the path. This person went through trials and tribulations, got put through hell, right? The pits, the fiery pits, and still came out with having complete faith and loyalty to God, right? So now God is saying, I am making you judge. Everybody that went against you, I am now going to be taking out. I'm going to be handing over to the authorities, right? But now on the last deck, God is saying that I am going to be moving you forward, giving you new missions to go on. These are the things that you have to keep instilled in you because you're going to need them for the next ascension. Okay, but he's also saying I'm going to be gifting you money, I'm going to be gifting you land, and you have to choose who you're going to bring with you, right? So now this is saying you have a death of a friend. So the people who are aware that they're going to be going to jail for whatever it is that they have done to you, some of them are most likely going to commit suicide because they don't want to spend their life in jail. We have number 25, clouds with the dark side toward the person indicates divorce. The bright side toward the person indicates domestic happiness. So the card landed like this, right? Had it landed like this would be divorce, like a relationship's going to end. Because it landed like this towards me with the bright side, there's still a 50-50 chance with you and the person that you're dealing with that's having this internal struggle to reach a domestic happiness. But they're coming to a crossroads. They have to make a choice. And this isn't you giving them that ultimatum. This is divine is going to put them through this dark night of the soul. We have the heart signifies great joy when near. So it landed in reverse to me, right? So right now, you or this person or both of you are not having any type of joy at the moment. It says the mountains nearby indicate the presence of a mighty enemy. Okay, so you do have somebody that is watching you or that is looping around your area, trying to kind of poke around and see what's going on. You need to be careful. Stay within sight or range of cameras or people. This says the cat indicates flattery if near. This foretells personal injury near 29. Okay, so I don't have 29. And 30, it detonates strife. And I don't have 30 either. Okay, so you're going to have some flattery going on. Be aware, use your discernment with that flattery. You don't know if it's somebody the enemy has sent your way. Okay, so I'm speaking to a female right now. Bouquet of flowers, an absolute indication of long and happy life. If children are nearby, extraordinary honors and fame. You hear that, right? So you could be somebody who is not only going to still have fertility, birthing to a family, but you are going to have or be honored. And fame could be town fame or worldwide fame. You don't know. We have the birds singing dire misfortune and fierce enemies. When near, if far away from the person, sun was 7, 16, 12, or 22. So you're going to be able to avert a evil spell that has been put upon you. The birds that swarm around you that you hear singing or constantly making noise, they're letting you know that something has been sent to you. But because this flew next to the children, you're going to be able to avert the spell. Okay, it's not going to hit you. It's not going to do anything. We have the pig, whether near or far, is an omen of phenomenal luck and great abundance, high honors, and all ambition attained. So you are being honored by the divine, and you are being blessed and gifted. The railroad forecasts a long journey if near 44. Wow, we have 44. Okay, a serious accident if near 29, a robbery at 29. No, I don't have 29, so somebody's going to be getting in a serious accident. It could be you or it could be the enemy. You're going to need to be careful whenever walking around the streets, driving in a vehicle. Just be careful. Number 30, the rod near predicts family quarrels, distant losses. So there's going to be family quarrels that happen. So this tells me that family could be involved in whatever had happened to you. Number 3, it says the house denotes success in all ventures. If present condition is unpleasant, the future will bring happy and prosperous. Also predicts a marriage. So you are going to have a happy domestic partnership coming your way if it's not already with the person that you are with. And I'm going to pull a couple more cards and then we'll be done. Any more that want to come out? 2 more shuffles. Alright, I guess that's it. We don't have no more cards. I'm going to go now. And if it resonates, great. If it doesn't, leave it alone. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe.